No one likes a tie in the NFL. I don't think the players like it. I don't think the fans like it. It's very stupid. And the fact that we have a multi-billion-dollar industry and we can't figure this out. Something else that the college did that I saw this Saturday. Man, we got an inside look to see how they were doing these ruling on the fields.
Yeah.
Let's do that in the NFL. Why can't we do that in the NFL? It doesn't make any sense at all. Some of these rules doesn't make any sense. Then you want to talk about player safety. Well, let's look at the players really quick right now in the NFL because almost everyone has a no contact injury because you can't ban turf, but God forbid if someone touches the quarterback a little too hard, when they're playing a contact sport. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the BeardZone Sports Talk. My name is David, and I got Carlos with me, and we are going to be covering the primetime games and talk about the injury bug that's been hitting every NFL player in the entire league right now. But we're going to be getting into all of that. Should the NFL games end in tie? I know Carlos disagrees with that, and I'm ready to hear his rant about this because we had a Green Bay Packer tie with the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday night primetime. Then we had a doubleheader on Monday night. We're going to talk about the doubleheaders on primetime as well. I'm not a big fan of that. We'll get into it all, though. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button to follow us along. Carlos, let's get right into it. 40-40, end of regulation. We're just going to go ahead and call it a tie. Let's go ahead and send the boys home. Neither of us gets a win. Neither of us gets a loss. We'll just go ahead and put that one in the third column there. I know that you're not a big fan of it. It was an exciting game, to say the least, but gosh dang, man, I stayed up for 4 hours just to watch, two teams just shake hands and walk away from each other, basically. I'm not a big fan of it either.
No. It's dumb. The fans pay a lot of money to go to these games. To watch it end up in a tie? No. Come on, NFL. Get it together. I get it. You're looking at safety of players. They play one half. Throw the kickers out there. These kickers are kicking the ball ridiculous. Just start at the 50 and 5 yards back, and then till one misses or something. Like I don't know what it is. Go grab a fan out of the stand for each team and see which one can punt it the furthest, and there's your winner. But at least leave with a decisive winner. These guys practice on, come on, nobody wants to see any tie. I'm trying to think of a sport that ends in a tie that doesn't have, soccer has the penalty kicks, hockey has its shootouts. Basketball, you just play till somebody wins. Even college has their quirk stuff to, get those overtimes going faster. So you can't have ties in games. It's ridiculous. And there was a lot going on with this. This is the worst part. The drama of who's going to come out with the win, Jerry Jones or Micah Parsons. Not the Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers. Because if Dallas wins, Jerry Jones could be like, see, we didn't need to fork out all that money for Micah. And if it's vice versa, Micah can say, hey, you would have won with me. So we lose that too, and it was a great game. Though I will say that both teams played really well on there. But man, Indiana tie is so dumb.
Yeah, I don't like it either, and I think you're right. We look at college football. We had a lot of overtime games this past weekend in college football. There was a winner, and all of those games there was a winner. Not one game ended in a tie because they have a regulation that they follow, and it works. I like college rules. Hey, line up at the 25-yard line. You're going to get a chance. You're going to get a chance. If you both score, then we'll go to this. If they both score after that, then they add in the 2-point conversion. Okay, now you have to add in the 2-point conversion. I think if you get so far down the road, you just throw in the kickers. Kick.
Yeah.
Hey, figure it out. And you're right. These kickers in the NFL, Chase McLaughlin hit a freaking 65-yarder to end the first half for the Tampa Bay game. Brandon Aubrey kicked 70 yards in his sleep. I mean, these kickers are phenomenal anymore. It's not like it used to be. These guys can kick from 50 plus yards very easily. Started as a 45 or 40-yard field goal. Kick it. Okay, now you do it. Have them line up on either side of the field. Just watch the other team. All right, they kicked it. All right, it's good. Now let's kick it. And let's just move it. Let's just keep it. There has to be continual action, and they have to get these games ended quickly. They changed the rules to do, in regular season, if it's a touchdown, then it's over. But if it's a field goal, then you get an opportunity to tie it. Stop all of this nonsense. Stop all of it. Line up at the 25-yard line. You get 4 downs to score a touchdown. It's 1st and 25. You get 4 downs to score a touchdown. If you can't get it and you kick a field goal, okay. Next team out. 1st and 25, 4 downs. If they get it, they win. If not, they can end up kicking the field goal to tie it. If they tie it, then we're in double overtime. Once we get to double overtime, that's when you bring out the kickers. Don't do this whole nonsense. I don't like it. It doesn't make any sense. No one likes to tie in the NFL. I don't think the players like it. I don't think the fans like it. It's very stupid. And the fact that we have a multi-billion-dollar industry and we can't figure this out. Something else that the college did that I saw this Saturday, man, we got an inside look to see how they were doing these ruling on the fields. Yeah. Let's do that in the NFL. Why can't we do that in the NFL? It doesn't make any sense at all. Some of these rules doesn't make any sense. Then you want to talk about player safety. Well, let's look at the players really quick right now in the NFL because almost everyone has a no-contact injury because you can't ban turf, but God forbid if someone touches the quarterback a little too hard, when they're playing a contact sport. So it doesn't make any sense. The NFL is a bunch of hypocrites when it comes down to these rules. I don't like it. Carlos, I'm with you. Fix overtime in the NFL. Let's get rid of these ties. So, but anyway, rant over. At the end of the day, both teams showed up. It was a Micah versus Jerry Jones kind of thing. 40-40 is nothing. That's a lot of points to put up on.
A lot of points for both teams.
Points.
Yeah. I would say Parson, he saves the game. Dak's running in for that touchdown. He doesn't track him down from behind to save that. Dak's putting it in the end zone. So he did make his presence felt there.
And let's be honest, man, Green Bay almost blew it with how they were managing the clock there at the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
They got very lucky that there was only 1 second left on that clock when there was an incomplete pass in the back of the end zone with Jordan Love. I forgot who he threw it to, but 1 second left. Okay, now let's go ahead and kick the field goal. Holy crap, man, you are right up to the wire.
I wanted to see the replay on that because technically the ball's not dead till it hits the ground, and he threw that with maybe 3 seconds, and it hits that guy and pops in the air. Can we see the replay and see if that ball didn't actually hit the ground, or it went 0 before it hit the ground?
I'm sure all Dallas fans would want that.
If he hits that guy a little bit higher in the shoulder, that ball goes straight up in the air, and you're like, oh, shit, I just lost the game because, stupid poor management. I don't even know why they went for it. But, worked out. I guess it worked out for them, but it's a great game. I just hate that it's so overshadowed about this tie. Both teams, Pickens made some great catches.
Fantastic.
That guy showed up big for them. They needed that with CD being out. Even Javonte Williams looked good. You could tell there was a little more on this game. Even the offensive lineman for Dallas kind of picked it up a little bit, and Kenny Clark coming over from that trade, he had a little bit of a bone to pick too. So it was a lot going on that game, and then you end in a tie. Come on.
It's just so bad.
Yeah.
So bad. But let's move on to the other games. Carlos, this is my rant. This is my complaint now. You had your complaint with the overtime. I agree with you. Stop with the doubleheader primetime games. It ruins it.
Yeah.
It ruins it. Primetime, hey, I'm watching this game. I want to see these two teams battle it out. Now you're throwing one game at 7 o'clock, the other game at 8 o'clock. Now it's okay, well, which game do I watch? God forbid if they're both a good game, because then you're back and forth, right? But Miami ended up having the little bit of the better game. let's appreciate how good Joe Burrow is, because good Lord, without him, that team is ass. Like, just
Oh,
horrible, horrible,
it's
horrible, horrible. So good job,
even.
Joe.
I think Jamar.
You literally carry that team.
He
Like,
he
literally
does.
carry that team.
I
So
I I had a little hope for Browning, but I know it's Denver and that defense is good, but something, man, like Jamar Chase is like, you know, it can
they
I
look dead.
yeah,
They
they
looked
it's just not
absolutely
there.
dead, man. They had no life to them. They're just, I mean, they just looked defeated. And you saw it there on the sideline. I don't know how many times they pan. I want to know how many times. I mean, they panned over to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins almost as many times as Taylor Swift in the Chiefs game. I mean, like, it was unreal, man.
That T Higgins signing, like I get some signing Jamar, but now I look at the T Higgins, he's been just. I mean, it was crazy. He led the game in receiving for Cincinnati with 32 yards. That's insane.
Dude, it's a rough time for the Cincinnati Bengals, man. They cannot catch a break. But you know what? This is what you get for, instead of investing in other things other than your, the three head there, like no defense, no offensive line. Joe Burrow, as soon as he drops back, he's like, oh, okay. I mean, I'm running for my life. That's what it is. So, but let's talk about your Miami Dolphins. They get their very first win, but at what cost, man? It was like I was watching
Listen,
Thanos. Like, I'm
listen.
sorry, little one. And they threw Tyreek right off of that cliff, man.
They
Tyreek's knee
did.
looked absolutely brutal. And I've never seen a player celebrate to not play with Tua anymore. I thought that was
He
wild,
wasn't
too.
celebrating. It was the pain. You know what's funny or not funny is that being a Dolphins fan and keeping up with them on the regular, Tua has become much more of that locker room guy you were or not Tua, Tyreek. They've been wanting out of him. He's been over the last week. He's in people's face. He's holding people accountable. He's that leader you've always been wanting out of him. And they're the Dolphins aren't looking bad. They're playing well. And then that leg injury, man, it's just so
Brutal.
fluky with that field. Like that leg just stretches out and then he rolls and it just, that Jets defender gets, twist at the end there. And I would have thought it was the leg he grabbed, but it's not. Yeah, he's definitely done for the year with that dislocated knee, and I don't think they've announced what damage is in there. Hopefully, no ligaments or maybe he kind of got out of there unscathed. But it's a big blow to them. I mean, Tyreek's still Tyreek, but it's good to know as a Dolphins fan, you're not the worst team in the league.
Hey.
Hey, that's a win there. But Jesus, yeah,
It's down between the Jets and the Titans at this point.
yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, Carlos, I had the Titans winning against the Texans in my pick'em league, and that was the
No,
wrong
I
pick
wouldn't have
by
picked that.
far.
I made sure Houston was in my fantasy football lineup. As much as I believe in Cam Ward, Tennessee, you're in good hands. Give it some time. You've got a lot of work to do there, and the young man needs just a little bit of time. But they're probably going to get the number one pick again, unless the Jets just keep doing what the Jets do and trust in Justin Fields. So crazy. They have a stud in Garrett Wilson. They find the garbage man to throw balls to him each week. It's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, I think they went after his old quarterback from Ohio State, so I mean
I'm
that's
fine with it. He's on my fantasy football team. I am 100% fine with it. Keep feeding this guy. I'll take garbage touchdowns, garbage yards out of him for the rest of the year, and this guy can finish top 5 in fantasy football. But I will say one thing with the Dolphins. They've got the Tyreek Hill hurt. Luckily, they've got some talent. It's not Tyreek Hill talent by any means, and that connection that him and Tua have, and you can kind of see it coming back on some of the throws. But they've got some games that are very, very winnable for them. They've got the Panthers this week. That's a winnable game for them, for sure. They've got the Browns. That is definitely a winnable game since Dylan Gabriel now is looking like going to be the starting quarterback there. They got the Chargers in between there. That's probably a loss, but you're talking a team that's close to 500. They may have the Ravens with Lamar Jackson, less Ravens. That could be that could be good. The Ravens have taken a big hit with some of their couple key injuries, so they've got some games that are definitely winnable. I'm not saying they're going to make the playoffs, but I think there's a little more light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe they have like 6 wins this year.
Hey, instead of 4, we're at 6 now. So
it was looking more like
take...
it was looking like 3 there for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, hey, but congratulations to your Dolphins fans. It sucks for Tyreek. Carlos, let's talk about these injuries now. Tyreek Hill, obviously, he's clearly out for the season. I don't foresee him coming back. And honestly, I want to talk about this with where he's at. I know he takes care of himself and everything else like that. But where he is at in this stage of his career, could this be a possible career ender?
I don't think so. I mean, we need to find out, I'm no doctor, but we need to find out the severity of it. Like, what else in there is damaged in that knee? Like, what ligaments got tore? Hopefully, there's no ACL tear in there. If it's, it's to see how much more damage in there. I mean, a dislocated knee, he could technically be back in 6 to 8 weeks, but there'll be some, for an NFL player, there's going to be a little bit more rehab. Luckily, he's in tremendous shape, so he should recover a little bit faster, but we'll have to see. I don't think he makes it back. It doesn't make any sense for him to come back. And, you're talking 8 games later. If there's no reason for him to come back, you just let him get really healthy. And then, medicine is crazy these days. Like, an injury like this 10 years ago, we're talking this is probably it. But now, who knows? He might walk out there with a RoboCop knee.
Be even more faster and indestructible. So, yeah. Well, there was another season-ending injury here, and that was with Malik Neighbors, man. And it's like, the Dolphins get their first win, yay, but then it was like, again, at what cost? Because now Tyreek Hill is out. Giants, they get they get a win. Jackson Dart, man, looked good. He looked good. He didn't have the stats to really say, wow, he really blew it out of the water. But man, it looked like new life, new energy out there on the field. And then they suffered a complete blow, man, with the loss of Malik Neighbors. And he is definitely out for the year with that ACL tear there. So, that sucks, man. Listen, I touched on this earlier. The NFL, they want to talk about player safety and everything. We've got to get rid of this turf. We just have to. I don't understand why. Each team is worth billions of dollars. You're telling me that you can't invest in a field that is going to keep your players safe? Because MetLife is undefeated with taking players out.
It's a horrible field. Like, if we could just let the average person walk on that field, you'd be like, people play on this? This is ridiculous.
Yeah. It's a horrible thing. Get rid of it. Redo your field. Invest in that. We've got to keep these players safe because, listen, we understand it's going to happen. They're playing a contact sport. You're going to have injuries. It's inevitable. There's no going around it. But to have these non-contact injuries, to have these players who are out there, and Carlos, I want to touch on this. I think it's a mix between bad field, but then also, man, we're looking at humans that are bigger, faster, stronger than we've ever seen them in the history of humankind. And I just don't know how much their bodies can truly take with the explosiveness of these athletes. And I think mix it in with the bad field, that's why we're getting so many of these non-contact injuries.
Yeah, I'm with you. They're generating so much power these days with these guys when they're making these cuts and different things. And those turf, being a guy who's played on turf and nothing, of course, newer, it's more of the old turf, like the old Cowboys stadium. Like that turf, man, it grabs you. It's not forgiving. And when you go to cut, your foot sticks in it. It's great for propelling you forward, but if you've got to make a very sharp cut there's no give, and all that pressure goes on that knee joint, your ankle, and then you explode off. You're just asking for trouble. I'm with you. Get rid of turf. Figure out your grass. Get grass in there. I don't care. I get it. New York, it's snowing. You decide to figure it out. Cover the field, man. Put something over it. We have plenty of technology and engineers and stuff to, hey, this can go over your field and keep your grass looking good. It's safe for the players. It's just it's ridiculous, except for Buffalo. They can keep turf.
Yeah. No, that's not surprising to hear from a Miami fan. So, but I mean, really, like, figure it out. We have to do better with these fields. There's no reason for these fields to be in the condition that they are in. It's just unacceptable. Honestly, it truly is.
No, and it sucks because you touched on this already. When I was watching that game, and you could see Dabo, this team has got something now. Jackson Dart is what they thought he would be. He's bringing a spark of life. You got Cam Scatterbo, that's a wrecking machine, and they love the guy. And then now you have Malik Neighbors. You're like, I got my receiver, I got my running back now, I've got my quarterback. Everything's kind of coming together, and then boom, you lose Neighbors. And it's such a Giants thing. It's like, oh wait, the world looks down. Hey, the Giants are doing well. Okay, hold on one second, and then boom.
Yeah.
So it's such a Giants thing to happen. Sorry, Giants fans, but it's true. So
yeah,
but it sucks for them. You could feel that excitement that was there. At least I did as a fan looking out. But it sucks for that kid, and he's a beast. Kid was he's good.
Yeah, no, the guy was having a great year. My fantasy team will now suffer because of it, but we move on. We move on. So, but Carlos, another big injury, Lamar Jackson. He suffered it looks like it was a hamstring injury. Hamstring injuries, give or take, I mean, depending on the position, but because of Lamar Jackson, he relies a lot on his mobility and being able to escape the pocket and just the way that the scheme is drawn up. So, not really sure what the lookout for Lamar Jackson is, but if Lamar Jackson is out for any extended period of time, the Ravens are 1-3 right now. They're not in a good position. And if Lamar misses the next 2 weeks, I mean, what are the odds? Are we going to see the Ravens miss the playoffs?
I'm telling you now, this team took massive hits over the last 2 weeks, and I mean massive. Lamar is the guy, and it looks like he's going to miss 2 to 3 weeks of this hamstring. And you know how hammies are with explosive athletes. Man, they heal. Mike Evans has been through it. They heal, but he's a running guy. It doesn't take much to pull a hamstring again. Once they're pulled, they're pulled. But they lose Roquan Smith, that stud linebacker. He leaves that Chiefs game with a hamstring injury as well. They lose Matabuke for the season, who is a beast in that middle of that defense, and that loss shows. They're getting run up on the middle. Marlon Humphrey left that game as well, and it looks like he's going to miss a few weeks as well with a calf injury. And their starting right tackle, Ronnie Stanley, who's a stud, suffers an elbow injury, and now is looking like he's going to miss some time as well. They are devastated. This team, man, they can't afford to lose anymore. They're 1-3, and they've got it's not like they're scheduled. I mean, they got the Texans coming in town. That defense is going to be super stingy. Cooper Rush is in for he's going to hate that. Then they got the Rams. Luckily, these are home games. And then you got the Bears, who are they're coming to life with Ben Johnson on there. So you hope somewhere they come back, and then of course that timetable. We should probably see Lamar probably come back around that Bears Dolphins game. But then they got the Vikings. I mean, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think they can, if they go the next with 3 losses and you're 1-6. I don't think you can come back. There's too many good teams on that schedule at the end of the year that are you going to win out? Because when they were healthy, they weren't winning. So all of a sudden now they're devastated with injury.
And now I'm looking at that schedule. I mean they play the Bengals twice at the back end here. I mean, now granted without Joe Burrow, we've seen
But
what the
their way,
Cincinnati Bengals
yeah,
are.
yeah,
So, but then you also have the Pittsburgh Steelers there at the back end of the season as well. And Steelers Ravens games, man, they always battle it out. Even if Lamar Jackson is there, it's not a guaranteed win, especially with how Pittsburgh they're looking really good this year. So, I
yeah.
mean, this is a tough year for the Ravens. We thought that this team, on paper, this defense was going to be probably one of the best in the league. Come a month in, they're like one of the worst in the league. Like
Yeah,
they've allowed so many. Their run defense is absolutely horrible. Everyone is running on them. So hopefully they can pull it together, man. But big blows there for Baltimore. Maybe it's just one of those seasons where you just kind of have to take it on the chin. But I mean, it sucks because you like to see Lamar. You like to see Lamar in the playoffs. He's a guy that you root for, and but it is what it is, man. This is, you know, I mean, look at the Rams a few years ago. Look at the 49ers. Even to this
yeah,
day, I mean, they still suffer. I mean, God, half their team is out there. I
yeah.
mean, so I mean,
And then you got Derrick Henry fumbling the football every game. So it's
yeah, jeez,
this
yeah,
team.
what's going on with
They're
that?
literally talking about this team being hey, one of us might have picked them to go to the Super Bowl. I still am that guy. I'm still Lamar will never win a Super Bowl, but it sucks. If you're a Ravens fan, you're like, wow, welcome to the
Yeah,
Dolphins world. We got the same
yeah,
record.
definitely. Oh my God, I didn't even think about that.
You had the same record as the Cleveland Browns.
Oh no.
Oh, dang it.
Ravens, Dolphins, Browns.
Hey.
What do they all have in common? They're all 1-3.
Yeah, we're
It's
getting
like
first.
holy crap,
Be
man.
in the top 10 for the draft pick next year.
Oh my God. Oh, jeez. But that's not what they need. I mean, that's not what the NFL needs for them to get a top draft pick next year. So, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's the game of chance. It's the game of luck. It's the game of health. We all know that. So, but we will be back on Friday. We're going to be talking about the games coming up this week. We have a big game for Tampa. Hey, tough loss against Philadelphia. I like the way that we fought back though in the second half there. You know, but it is what it is. Carlos is just salty because he knows that an L is coming his way Saturday. Check us out on our college episode. We get into that FSU fan here, Miami fan there. We got a big matchup. That's the 11 o'clock slot on Wednesdays. Wednesdays 5 p.m. slot though. You can catch this episode here. So, and then we'll back here on Friday to do our picks of the week and to look at the games that are coming up this Sunday. So definitely be sure to stay tuned in. Follow us on all of our social medias. All of the description is down there. And until Friday.